what happens when you hand the most dominant racing driver on the planet a NASCAR stock car and tell him he can't drive it with his shoes on. 4 Formula One World Championships, dozens of records shattered, a reputation for taming any machine on any circuit under any conditions. But this time was different. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So here's the scene. Miami, race week. The energy is electric, the cameras are rolling, and somehow, Red Bull has convinced 2 of Formula One's biggest names to strap into a NASCAR sim rig and put their pride on the line. We're talking Max Verstappen, the 4-time F1 world champion who makes billion-dollar race cars look like toys, and Isack Hadjar, his Red Bull teammate, the young gun who's already turning heads in his rookie F1 season. And sitting across from them, Connor Zilisch, Red Bull athlete, full-time Cup Series driver, running the number 88 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 for Trackhouse Racing, a guy who actually does this for a living. The challenge was beautifully simple. Jump into sim, take the Miami International Autodrome circuit in a virtual NASCAR stock car, and set the fastest lap time. That's it. Mano a mano. Formula One royalty versus NASCAR reality. Sounds easy, right? Stick with me, because it went exactly as chaotic as you'd hope. Zilisch goes first, the hometown specialist, the guy who should, by all rights, make this look effortless. And you could see Verstappen watching the onboard footage, already analyzing, because that's what he does. And you know what Max said while he watched? He looked at the chicane section and just goes, "This must be so horrendous in this car at the chicane." Coming from the man who drives through corners at forces that would break a normal human's neck. That is saying something. That is Max Verstappen, in his own words, calling a NASCAR stock car horrendous. And we haven't even gotten to the crash yet. Because yes, someone spins out. And I promise you, it is not the person you'd expect. Zilisch, on cold tires, with the lack of grip that makes these stock cars a completely different animal, catches a 360-degree spin, full rotation. The kind that happens at 200 miles per hour on a super speedway and ends careers, except this is a sim rig at Miami, and it still got him. He aborts the run, resets, and eventually lays down a benchmark time of 2 minutes and 1:87 seconds. That's the number the F1 guys have to beat. Now here's the thing, that benchmark matters, because Zilisch is the only one in that room who's actually driven one of these cars in real life. Cup Series, Trackhouse Racing, the real deal. He knows what the machine actually feels like. So when he sets a time, that is the professional standard. Isack Hadjar goes next. Rookie F1 driver, fearless, fast, completely unprepared for what was about to happen. The moment he gets in the seat, he goes, "This is a weird position." And just like that, you feel it, the culture shock. Because in Formula One, you are horizontal, practically lying in a carbon fiber bathtub, millimeters off the ground. A NASCAR stock car, you're sitting up, you can see the hood. It feels like driving a school bus compared to what these guys are used to. Hadjar works through it, gets his laps in, and then admits, flat out, it was a lot harder than he expected. So he turns to Zilisch and asks, "Hey, is this realistic? Is this actually what it's like?" And Zilisch, dead serious, says, "Honestly, it's less grip in real life." Less grip in real life. Just let that settle in for a second. The NASCAR sim, already making these elite F1 drivers struggle, is actually easier than the real thing. That is how brutal stock car racing is. And that detail alone deserves way more respect from the mainstream sports world than it gets. Now, the man you've been waiting for. 4 world championships, a reputation for mastering machines faster than any driver alive. Max Verstappen gets in the seat, and his first move, he takes off his shoes. I am not joking. Max Verstappen looks at the sim pedals, and he goes, "I cannot drive with shoes though, so I need to take them off." In his socks, the 4-time F1 world champion is about to take on a NASCAR stock car challenge in his socks. And you know what? Of course he does, because Verstappen doesn't do anything the conventional way. He just finds what works, and he goes, no hesitation, no ego, just total ruthless focus. And yeah, he clips the wall a couple of times. This is not a clean lap. This is not a polished performance. But what he does, unsurprisingly, because we're talking about Max, is adapt immediately. You can see him reading the car, feeling the grip levels, making micro adjustments lap after lap. The kind of feel that takes most drivers months to develop, he starts building in minutes. Here's the thing I keep coming back to when I think about this whole challenge. People love to debate. Could an F1 driver run a competitive NASCAR race? Could a NASCAR driver compete in Formula One? And this little sim challenge isn't going to answer that question definitively. But what it does show you is this: the control and feel required to drive a NASCAR stock car is an entirely separate skill set. These are not just guys who go fast. They manage tire degradation on tracks with no downforce, in cars with massive power, in packs of 40 competitors inches apart from each other. Zilisch does that every single week. And the fact that he told Verstappen and Hadjar, look, this sim is actually easier than real life, should tell you everything you need to know about what Connor Zilisch and every other Cup Series driver signs up for on race day. Before we get to the outro, I want to ask you something, because this whole challenge raises a question that NASCAR fans have been arguing about for years. And I want to hear your takedown in the comments. So here's the question I'm leaving you with today. If Max Verstappen, right now, as he has jumped into a Cup Series car for a full race weekend with proper practice time, does he make the top 20? Does he crash out, or does he shock the world and run up front? Because after watching him adapt to that sim in his socks in a matter of minutes, I genuinely don't know the answer. And I think that's what makes it such a great debate. Drop your take in the comments. I read every single one. If you're new to the channel, welcome to NASCAR Nation News. We are just getting started, and we are building something real here for fans who actually live this sport. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and join the conversation. We drop new content every week, and I promise you, we are not slowing down. NASCAR Nation News, real talk, real fans, every week.